Mrs. Oakes and Leonard. We're going to try a new type of video today. I know usually it's just me going through a worksheet with you, but today we are going to go through a writing lesson. So at school, when we do a writing lesson, there's a brainstorming, we talk a lot about we share ideas, and we do a we do, and I do an I do. There's a whole process to it. I'm not able to do all of that online, but I figured it would be helpful for you to have some brainstorming ideas and maybe an example of how to write your message to your teacher. So what I'm going to do right now is the first part, this video that you've clicked on now, this one is for brainstorming, and there will be a second video for writing, and then I will have a quick tutorial on how to submit your video, your writing. Submit your writing to me so I can see it, because that's part of it too. So we're going to try this. Please be patient because I am learning along with you. And yeah, let's get started with this brainstorming. So I'm just going to set my camera. Say bye, Lenny. All right, we're going to set our camera to the board here. And it says checking in with my teacher. And the first thing I'd asked you to think about was, what is something that is going well? So what is something that is going well? What are some ideas you might have about that? Has gone to go lay down, and we are going to get to the brainstorming part. So what is something that is going well? Everyone's going to have a different opinion of this, but some things that might be common are you're getting to create more things. So you're being more creative. You could tell me something you've been creative about. Maybe you have done some drawing. Maybe you have built some forts. I've seen some pictures on Class Dojo. A few people have sent me pictures of their awesome blanket forts. Fort building. Maybe you've done some cooking or baking. Maybe you have built some things. You're building things. I've seen some great Lego creations sent to me. You've been building, and that could be Lego. Or I know somebody had sent me something that they built that was just pieces of recycling that they had turned into a creation. So so you might have been creative. Maybe you're enjoying the freedom of your schedule. So I'm going to put more flexibility, and what that means, and you don't have to use this word. This is the flexibility. I think that's correct. Flexibility. You're getting more flexibility in your day. So maybe you have recess more often, right? Maybe you are going to your backyard for some recess. So you could have more recess. You might have more bike rides with your family. Maybe you got to sleep in a little later. I don't know. I sure get up early, but some people might be allowed to sleep in later than they have to, or they get to when they have to catch the bus. So something that's going well is just something that you have noticed is going well in your day. So maybe you also are getting a chance to be a helper. So maybe your family has given you a job, whether it's to get your schoolwork done without interrupting your parents while they're working, or to help prepare food or clean up. So maybe you are getting to be a helper, which is, you know what, really nice. I like being a helper. Getting to help others in your family. Okay, maybe you are cleaning more, which again, I think is very fun. Especially if it's something you want to clean, right? So cleaning might, if you have to clean something that someone else tells you to clean, it might be boring, but maybe You're getting to clean things that you don't usually get to clean. Maybe you really like using a cloth in a spray bottle and you're getting to do that. Maybe you really like vacuuming and you're getting to do that. Maybe you're cooking. You're helping your family with the cooking for the first time ever. Or maybe you're really good at loading the dishwasher. Whatever it is that you maybe are getting to help with, that's something that's going well, guys. So think about something that's going well, because that's our first prompt. Okay, and you might have something that's not on this board at all. It's very hard to brainstorm without the input of my amazing students. So here are some ideas of things that might be going well. You might have something completely different on your what's going well, and that's okay. So we're going to move on to the second part of your brainstorming, and it says, what is something you are grateful for? So let's get this set up so you can actually read it. What is something you are grateful for? So again, you might have something that I have not thought of, and that's okay too. I just want you to put something down that you're grateful for, because just like at school, when I make you do gratitude journaling and well, not make you. When we get to do gratitude journaling and when we get to do all sorts of things, being grateful, that gratitude practice is very, it's very helpful in our lives. So what are something you are grateful for? Maybe it's basic. Maybe you're just grateful for your house. I know I'm grateful for my house. Maybe you're grateful for your house. Maybe you're grateful for your siblings, your brothers or sisters if you have them, or maybe your dog. Maybe your dog or your cat. Now, you're going to tell me why you're grateful for these things. So pick something when you're doing your gratitude, when you're deciding what you're grateful for. Pick something that you can write about. So maybe I could say, so I'm going to give you examples of that. If I picked my house, I said, I'm grateful for my house because I'm here a lot. And now I'm really able to appreciate it, and I love having space. Or maybe I'm grateful for my siblings because now I have somebody to do my schoolwork with and someone to play with. Maybe you're grateful for your dog. I know I'm grateful for my dog. You guys see Leonard and Rufus a lot in the videos because they hang out with me all day, every day when I'm doing my filming. You can see Leonard, he's back there. See? Just that's what he does all day. I'm very grateful for that. My cat, I'm very grateful for my cat because at the end of the day, we go and sit down and he's always just hanging around and snuggling. Maybe you're grateful for food. Maybe right now you have got to try food that you don't usually get to try, or you have a new appreciation for your parents' cooking. That's a big one. I'm going to add that. I think this should probably be the most parents. Maybe you're really grateful for your parents right now, because I know parents are doing a lot for our families right now. I'm going to underline this one. There might be a parent, one of your parents that's just working really hard, and you're grateful for them. Maybe they're helping you with your school. Maybe they're trying to work from home. Maybe they're still going to work. They're going to work every day. That's something that you're grateful for. You're grateful for your parents. I underlined it because I think it's important. So grateful for your parents. Maybe you're grateful to live in Canada. Maybe you're grateful for Oakbank. Maybe you're grateful that you are still part of OBE, right? We're not there, but we're still part of our community. So you could put OBE, I'm grateful for my community. Maybe you're grateful for your iPad or a device because it's helping you to connect to the rest of the world. Maybe you're grateful for a book. Maybe there's some books right now that you are reading that are really getting you through times where you might feel bored. Maybe there's an app that you really like. I'm running out of space here. Maybe you have an app that you really like. You can tell me about. Maybe you're grateful for your health. That's a big one. So again, you're not picking all of these things. I'm just writing down a bunch of ideas. If I'm saying an idea and you go, ooh, yeah, I like that. I'm grateful for that. Then you can pick one of these or two of these to add to your writing. So something that you're grateful for, maybe your house, your siblings, and I'm just going to write brother. This is so that you guys have your spelling. So you can use this for spelling. You can pause this screen and look at it when you need to do your writing. So maybe, I'm trying to think of other things we could be grateful for. Definitely grateful for, I'm very grateful for the weather. Maybe you're grateful that the weather is turning warm because now you're going to be able to spend more time outside in your yard, more time exploring, more time having fun. Some people have sent me some really awesome pictures of the fun things that they're doing outside in the weather. So these are some ideas of things you might be grateful for. Again, if you guys were here with me, I could probably fill this board 5 times because your ideas are so much better than my ideas usually. You guys have great creative ideas, but these are some ideas of things you might be grateful for right now. What I'm going to tell you is when you're picking which one that you want to write about, pick something that when you read it, you go, oh yeah, and you could easily write about it. So maybe you're going to pick your parents. Maybe you're going to pick being in Canada. Maybe you're going to pick your cat. Whatever it is that you pick, or maybe you're picking something that isn't on this board. Whatever it is that you pick, I want you to think about something that you could explain with details, okay? So that's the second part of our brainstorming. I'm going to move on to the next brainstorming prompt. Maybe you could pause your video here and pick something that you're grateful for and add it to your brainstorming. Okay, so this is something you need to think about what you're grateful for and add it to your brainstorming. And it doesn't have to be something big, guys. Maybe you are grateful for, this is something I'm very grateful for. I am grateful for bread. Because over this time, we weren't able to get, there was like a type of bread that my kids really like, and we weren't able to get it. And so I learned how to bake it when I'm not a baker. So I'm really grateful for that experience. Maybe it's something like that. Maybe it's something I haven't thought of here. Brainstorming by myself in an empty room is a lot harder than I thought it was. So I'm missing you guys right now because your ideas always add so much to our brainstorming. Okay, so our next point to brainstorm is what is something you want to tell me about? So that me is your teacher. So every morning, my favorite part of our day, well, I have lots of favorite parts of my day, but the best part when you all come in the morning is all of the things you're excited to tell me about. So maybe there was something that happened that was really good and you wanted to tell me about. So maybe I know a couple of you had birthdays or so any celebrations. Okay, maybe you celebrated Easter. Celebrations. Maybe you had a celebration. Maybe you have something, a couple people have told me about cool new things that they have in their yard or their house, or things that they maybe had forever and they never got to play with. So maybe something that you're playing with, something fun, a game you've learned. So I'm going to say something fun or something you've played. Sometimes when you guys come in the morning, you tell me about a game you played with your brother or your sister or your cat or your dog or your mom or your dad. And I love hearing about those things. Maybe it's something you learned to do. Often you guys come in and you'll say, Mrs. Oakes, I learned how to, and sometimes it's Lego related. Maybe you learned how to build something. So something that you learned. Maybe you're just excited. You want to tell me about something that you watched. Often you guys will tell me about a TV show or a movie that you really like. Or you could tell me about something that you read, because I love books. So maybe you read a good book. Maybe you want to tell me that you're enjoying the novel study. You could do that. So something that you want to tell me about, don't linger too much on this, but just think, if you were at school, what would you say when you came in after spring break or after the weekend? What's something you'd be excited to tell me about? And you all have things that you tell me about, and I love hearing all the stories. And I know things are different right now. Maybe you're not going to dance or soccer, or you're not doing the things you usually do, but there's beauty in that. What are you doing? What is something that, think about? Yes, you're not doing the things that you usually do, but you are doing other things. So maybe you celebrated Easter in a different way, or you celebrated your birthday on FaceTime. Maybe you did something fun, or you played with something in your house that you haven't played with in a while. You haven't had time to, and now you do. Maybe you learned something new. Maybe you learned a cool fact when you were on Epic. Maybe you learned a cool new story about history. There's many things you could learn. Oh, I know some people are learning new games because I'm seeing lots of parents are sending me pictures of you guys playing bingo and math games. Maybe there's a new game you learned that you'd love to share with me. Maybe you watched a new movie. I've watched a couple movies over this break. One of them was Onward. It was pretty good. It was a good cartoon animated movie I really liked, from Pixar, I think. So I would, maybe if I was writing this, I might talk about that. It was an interesting thing that happened. Something that you've read. I know that it's hard because you don't have books. You don't have the library right now, but maybe you have a book in your house that you read, but it's been sitting there for years and you've never read it, and now you read it. Or maybe you're reading books in a new way on an app, or maybe on YouTube. There's lots of different ways that you could be doing things. So this is just something that you might want to tell me about. Something cool, or maybe something just different. Again, don't put pressure on yourself to find the cool idea. Be yourself. Close your eyes and imagine walking into school and saying good morning to me. What would you want to share? Okay? Okay, so our next one is with checking in. Our next brainstorming point is, what is something you like about home learning and what do you wish you could change? So for this one, everyone's experience is going to be different because I've definitely heard that we are all doing different things in terms of what devices we're using or who's at home. So don't worry too much about if what you like and what you wish you could change are not on this list, then you can tell me about them too. So maybe you like the fewer distractions, right? Maybe there are fewer distractions because you don't have recess with your friends to worry about. Maybe you don't have anyone interrupting you, and there's fewer distractions. Maybe you're finding it easier to focus. Maybe you're not. I don't know. Everyone's going to be different. Maybe you like being able to pick your schedule. You get to decide your schedule. You're not worrying about the bells. So pick your schedule. Maybe you like the videos. Maybe you like being able to watch the same lesson. You can repeat a lesson easily. If you're stuck, you can repeat a lesson. Maybe you're working with someone at home and it's really lovely to work with them. So who are you working with? So who you are working with. And these are all things that might be going well, you might be liking. So I'm going to like about home learning, that's in red. So things that you like about home learning. So there might be fewer distractions. Maybe you can pick your schedule. Maybe you like that you're getting to use a device. Maybe you are typing more. Maybe you like the quiet. Maybe you're one of those people that the classroom is really loud for you and you just like the quiet. Okay, so these are some things that might be going well. I'm just going to put little dashes here so you can see these are all ideas. Now let's change. Maybe there's something you wish you could change. So think about it. And we're not going to dwell on the things that we wish we could change, but maybe think of one thing. So what do you wish you could change? And I know I've heard from a lot of families that amount of devices. So maybe you wish that you had more devices in your house. Maybe you wish that your internet was faster. I'm going to change this to more devices. Because when everybody is on the internet sharing their connection, it gets a little slower. So maybe your internet was faster. That would be a good change you could make. And we're putting this in positive language. Where I don't want you to go like, oh, my internet is so slow, blah, 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 blah. Because you're lucky that you even have it. So don't complain about that, but maybe you wish it was faster. It's okay to say that. we're not complaining here. We're just saying, if I could change one thing, what would I do? Maybe you'd make more devices in your house. Maybe you would make the internet faster. Maybe, and again, we all wish that we could go back to school. I sure do. I miss you guys. You could just say, if I had my way, school would be open. Maybe you want to be at school. Maybe you don't, and that's okay too. I hope you do, but maybe you don't. More devices, internet is faster. Maybe you wish you were at school. Maybe you wish you had a quieter space. Maybe you wish you had a quiet space. Maybe you wish that your older sibling didn't get the computer all the time. Maybe you had you wish that you were working on your own. Maybe you have to share space with your sibling. Maybe you wish that was not so. So think about some things. Again, these are things you wish you could change, and we're not going to dwell on them because we are all in the situation we are in right now, and we're making the best of it. And making the best of it doesn't mean sitting and picking out all the flaws, but it's helpful for me to know if you are struggling trying to get enough devices, if your internet is slow, maybe if you are, you're having a hard time finding a quiet space or you're missing school, those are good things for your teacher to know, because then I can keep those things in mind when I'm working on new things for you. So maybe you wish there was more videos. I don't know. More videos. Maybe you wish there were less videos. I don't know if you can read this. I'm going to go less videos. Okay. Whatever it is that you wish you could change, just mention it. If it's really important and you think I should know, you should mention it, okay? So whatever it is you think you want to change, you can mention that here. But again, we're not dwelling on the negative because this is what we have. We're making the best of it. And this is why we started with the positive, right? So you could say, this is what's going really well, and then pick one thing you wish you could change. So maybe you could say, I'm working, I have fewer distractions, and I get to pick my schedule, but I have to share a device with my stinky older brother, and he always gets the device first because he's in high school. Whatever it is, you can name that, and that's okay. But again, we're not dwelling on it, right? So you can name it, and I'll show you how to put it in your writing in the next video. All right, so that was the brainstorming. Again, you don't have to go through the brainstorming. You don't have to submit your brainstorming to me. But remember, when we're writing, it's good to have lots of ideas to draw from. Otherwise, you sit there and you just get frustrated. So those are some ideas of things you might want to add to your writing. Again, if you have something different, then go with that idea. Tune into the next video. There's a part 2 of this assignment, and that is the writing piece. So I'm just going to do an example of maybe how to write this message. If you think that you know how to write it and you have so many ideas, you can start now. I would like to see if you are, every grade is getting this assignment. If you are in grade 5, I want to see grade 5 work. So check the morning message, the morning meeting post for examples of what that means. But if whatever grade you're in, I want to see your personal best work, okay? So if you're someone who loves writing, I'd love to see lots of details and do your very best writing. If you're someone who doesn't love writing, that's okay. I also want to see your very best writing. So do your best. And I want to hear lots of details. Remember, I miss you, and I haven't talked to most of you in a really long time, and it's really weird. So if you could give me lots of details, that will help. That'll help me kind of connect with you, and I will write you back. So the more details you give me, the more questions you ask, the more things that you put into your writing, the better I'm going to be able to respond to your writing, and you're actually giving me more homework, so that's great. All right, so that's your brainstorming. Check in for the next video to learn maybe how to write your message, okay?